In the midst of our busy lives, it's easy to get caught up in our own struggles and forget about the world around us. Yet, as followers of Jesus, we're called to be good stewards of the resources God has given us. As we navigate the complexities of giving back to society, we often find ourselves torn between two seemingly opposing principles: giving to Caesar what is Caesar's and storing up treasures in heaven. Matthew 6:19-21. While these two ideas may seem mutually exclusive, they're actually intertwined threads in a rich tapestry of biblical wisdom. In this exploration, we'll delve into the nuances of give to Caesar. What is Caesar's, examining its roots in Scripture and its practical applications in our daily lives. We'll look at how Jesus' teachings on paying taxes and honoring authority intersect with our own calling as disciples. Through a warm and conversational tone, we'll invite you to re-examine your understanding of give to Caesar, what is Caesar's, and discover new ways to integrate it into your faith journey. From the perspectives of Scripture to real-life examples, join us on this journey to deepen your relationship with God and become more effective agents of love in a world that needs it. We'll start by looking at Jesus' interactions with the Pharisees, who tested him with a question about paying taxes. Matthew 22:15-22. What insights can we gain from his response, and how can we apply them to our own situations? Biblical context and key passages. The phrase, give to Caesar what is Caesar's, originates in the New Testament, specifically in Jesus' interaction with the Pharisees. When asked about paying taxes, Jesus replied that we should give to God what belongs to him, and to Caesar what is his. Mark 12:17. This response highlights the importance of acknowledging and respecting the authority of earthly leaders, while also recognizing our primary allegiance to God. This principle is further emphasized in other passages, such as Romans 13:1-7, where Paul writes about submitting to governing authorities because they are instituted by God. In this context, give to Caesar what is Caesar's means honoring the laws and regulations of the land, while also living out our faith with integrity. Another key passage that sheds light on this concept is Matthew 22:15-22, where Jesus teaches about paying taxes and rendering unto Caesar. This story showcases how Jesus navigates complex situations while upholding his commitment to God's kingdom. By examining these scriptural accounts, we can gain a deeper understanding of the biblical wisdom surrounding give to Caesar what is Caesar's. The book of Isaiah also touches on this theme, as in chapter 41:10, where God promises to be with us and give us strength in times of uncertainty. This promise reminds us that our trust and security come from God, not from human authorities. Key passages for understanding give to Caesar what is Caesar's include Mark 12:17, Romans 13:1-7, Matthew 22:15-22, and Isaiah 41:10. Meaning and key themes when Jesus says, give to Caesar what is Caesar's. He's not advocating for a separation of church and state, or suggesting that our faith should be compartmentalized from the rest of our lives. Rather, this phrase highlights the importance of acknowledging and respecting the authority of earthly leaders, while also recognizing our primary allegiance to God. This principle is rooted in the understanding that human authorities are instituted by God. Romans 13:1-7. As such, we're called to honor their laws and regulations, but not at the expense of our faith. In essence, give to Caesar what is Caesar's means finding a balance between obeying earthly authorities and living out our commitment to God's kingdom. This theme is also closely tied to the concept of stewardship. As followers of Jesus, we're called to be good stewards of the resources God has given us, including our time, talents, and treasure. Matthew 25:14-30. When we prioritize giving to Caesar what is Caesar's, we're acknowledging that these resources don't ultimately belong to us, but are entrusted to us for a greater purpose. One key aspect of give to Caesar what is Caesar's is the idea of rendering unto God what belongs to him. This means recognizing that our true citizenship is in heaven, Philippians 3:20, and our ultimate allegiance is to God, not to any human authority. The concept also implies a level of trust in God's sovereignty over all things, including earthly authorities. When we give to Caesar what is Caesar's, we're acknowledging that God is at work in and through these institutions, even if they don't always reflect his perfect will, Romans 13:1. Practical application today. So how do we apply the principle of give to Caesar what is Caesar's in our daily lives? One practical way is to consider how we engage with our community and civic responsibilities. Do we participate in local government, volunteer for causes that benefit society, or advocate for policies that align with God's values? Another aspect of applying this principle involves being mindful of our attitudes towards authority. When faced with decisions about taxes, laws, or other aspects of governance, do we grudgingly comply, or do we see these as opportunities to honor God and serve others? By choosing the latter, we can cultivate a sense of trust in God's sovereignty over all things. In addition, give to Caesar what is Caesar's encourages us to prioritize giving to those in need. When we give generously to support causes that benefit our community or provide for the vulnerable, we're not only honoring Caesar but also fulfilling our duty as followers of Jesus, Matthew 25:31-46. Ultimately, the principle of give to Caesar what is Caesar's reminds us that our faith is not a private matter, but has significant implications for how we live in the world. By embracing this biblical wisdom, we can become more effective agents of love and justice in a world that desperately needs it. In conclusion, the principle of give to Caesar what is Caesar's reminds us that our faith is not a private matter, but has significant implications for how we live in the world. By embracing this biblical wisdom, we can become more effective agents of love and justice. We've explored how Jesus' teachings on paying taxes and honoring authority intersect with our own calling as disciples. We've seen how the concept of stewardship is deeply tied to this principle, encouraging us to be good stewards of the resources God has given us. As we move forward in our journey of faith, let us strive to find a balance between obeying earthly authorities and living out our commitment to God's kingdom. May we prioritize giving to Caesar what is Caesar's, while also rendering unto God what belongs to him. By doing so, we'll be better equipped to serve others, advocate for justice, and fulfill our duty as followers of Jesus. May the wisdom of Scripture guide us on this path, reminding us that our trust and security come from God, not from human authorities. As Isaiah 41:10 says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand."